All right, well, the Chiefs just signed a wide receiver, and probably not one you were expecting. He was the 7th-round draft pick of the 49ers in 2018. So let's talk about it, but first, how about those? Well, the Chiefs made a move at the wide receiver position, and no, it was not Odell Beckham Jr. It was not DeAndre Hopkins. In fact, it wasn't really a high-profile signing, a smart one in my opinion, but we'll get there. I definitely think they filled a position of need, and more than likely, a need as a punt returner or kick returner, or both as well. In fact, his first ever NFL touchdown was actually a 97-yard kick return, and he finished his rookie year with 655 return yards, that lone touchdown, as well as 9 receptions for 130 yards and a touchdown. More on that in a moment, but first, this is what happened. It is 4:42 Central PM right now, and Mike Garofalo reported roughly 30 minutes ago that, quote, the Chiefs have signed or agreed to terms with wide receiver Richie James. Source says after a breakout season with the Giants, 57 catches for 569 yards and 4 TDs, James becomes a target for Patrick Mahomes in Kansas City. So yeah, Richie James, who I will now hereby declare as Rick James forevermore. Okay, maybe not, but he played college ball at Middle Tennessee and was a 7th-round draft pick, as I said in the intro, by the 49ers in 2018. He's 27 years old, 5'9", and 185 pounds, and ran a 4.4840 at the combine. Reminds me of McCole Hardman. Obviously, McCole is faster, but size, build, using him as a returner. Anyway, he had 130 receiving yards with 1 touchdown his rookie year, followed by 165 yards and a TD the next. He saw an uptick in his production in 2020, catching 23 passes for 394 yards and a touchdown. And that was with some injury struggles that year. He was placed on IR for almost a month, from like September to October, for a hamstring injury, but finished the season, and then was waived by the 49ers in August of 2021, so right before the season, after undergoing knee surgery and being placed once again on injured reserve. He then found himself with the Giants, getting signed by them in March of 2022, playing with them for the season, and had a career year receiving there. 57 receptions for 569 yards and 4 touchdowns. So dude, if catching balls from Daniel Jones can get him 569 yards and 4 TDs, he's going for over 1,000 and at least 12 TDs with Patrick Mahomes. I'm obviously being dramatic here, but this is showing some nice upside for this guy who will more than likely be on the Chiefs as a return specialist, both punts and kicks, and maybe like a wide receiver 4 or 5 like Tyreek Hill was his rookie year. But I just like to see that if he's able to be that productive with the Giants, the sky is the limit for this man on the Kansas City Chiefs, with Patrick Mahomes and Coach Reid dialing up plays for him. And I'm excited about that at the very least. And for what it's worth, he played 84% of his snaps last season in the slot. And then, of course, this man was used as a returner in New York, but had one notable bad game in Week 8, fumbling twice on 2 different punt returns, which is rather unfortunate, but it happens. We are all too familiar with that here in Chiefs Kingdom, especially when looking back at last season. However, Richie is definitely an experienced returner, having 75 punt returns for 547 yards, as well as 47 kick returns for over 1,000 yards and a touchdown, the lone TD from his rookie year. I will say, though, he did fumble on 3 punts in 24 returns, and that makes me a bit nervous. But again, he has a lot of experience there, and looks like the Chiefs are once again filling a need. Wide receiver depth, and the need for a returner is definitely there for the team if they are opting to remove Kadarius Toney from punt returns to save his body and have him in a more serious role in the offense next season, which has been all the offseason reports so far. The Chiefs think very highly of Kadarius Toney and see him as the potential wide receiver 1 even. And then they will probably not use Sky Moore as well. So again, they need the returner. And then you got to look at the kick returns as well. If they opt to use James over Pacheco, it makes sense, especially if Isaiah Pacheco is going to have a much bigger role as the expected to be RB1 out the gate next season. And then here's some other thoughts on Richie from around the kingdom. Matt Lane from KCSN said, quality return man with experience with punt and kick returns, had a breakout year in 2022, mostly working underneath out of the slot, not a ton of yards after the catch production or vertical opportunities. Interesting wide receiver addition, but quality special teams addition. Dan Harms from RGR said, I like this move. Good special teams player that's best in space in an offense. We'll see Hardman's touches in my opinion. More depth to a room that doesn't have any. Still drafting 1 to 2 more wide receivers, at least in Dan's opinion. Anyway, there you have it. The Chiefs need wide receivers. Again, you got Juju going to the Patriots, McColl signed with the Jets, Justin Watson still a free agent, and they need more bodies for training camp. They went with like 12 last season, I think, at wide receiver before they made all the cut downs from the 90 to the 53. And again, they had Sky, Kadarius Toney, MVS, then on the practice squad or signed to reserve deals, or both. You have Cornell Powell, both Jay Rosses, and then Smith Marset, as well as Jerry and Ely. So they definitely need more bodies, and they got one. Probably just going to return punts and kicks and be wide receiver 4 or 5 on the depth chart. But I'm here for that, especially if Toney and Pacheco are going to have more serious roles on the offense and are going to be used less as returners. Or you could still have like Kadarius Toney or Pacheco for depth. So you guys got to let me know your thoughts in the comments down below on this signing. I don't have any contract details on him at the moment. I would assume he's a pretty affordable, cheap signing. It's not going to break the bank or anything like that. But again, let me know your thoughts. You like it, love it, hate it, indifferent? Let me know. And until next time, let's go. Let's freaking go. How about those?